Results aren't your fault. There is a growing frustration in America in particular, and I wanted to address its root cause. Our culture is fundamentally built on creating ideas, and those ideas move to something concrete, something physical. Plans are made to design this concept and infrastructure so a product or service can be produced. The problem, not for them, but for us, is opportunity is being undermined, and the only one who obtains results on any level are the ones who can obtain financing to move from idea towards a plan. I remember being told that someone tried to get a job in Boston in the 60s and just couldn't find one. So they moved back to California and found a job. I didn't understand this implication until I moved myself. I was spoiled to live in an area of the country where opportunity thrived. You had options, and it wasn't like it was heaven or magic, but you could form change in your life. You obtain results. I look upon it today and I see something growing. The change is not organic, it's an invasion, a manipulation. The results are not to ensure the middle class achieves little results, if any at all. How are these results being manipulated? It begins by changing value systems. Those value systems by nature work within our minds to process our decisions and actions easier. We value milk, we buy it. No need to think about it. The same goes in areas of ideas moving forward towards production. There are systems in place to make things easier. The systems can be altered, and they aren't systems which we think about, and it makes for a good strategy to alter them for one's own purpose. Let me digress for a moment. We live in a system of supply and demand. In certain areas, the demand is too high. Food, for example. Something difficult to obtain the results one needs to provide for the demand, thus alternative forms of food, processed food, became the result. Focus on this very notion now, and you can see why results are more often difficult to obtain in the middle class as they are in the upper class systems. And yes, they are systems. Systems aren't designed to be organized, though that's a byproduct. Systems are designed to be easily manipulated and controlled. After the turn of the century, the dot-com crash, there settled in this idea of creating a new system. It could be seen because Moore's law was occurring every 18 months. Progress was being made at such a rapid rate. It was a change in history like no other. If there was a problem, someone would eventually solve it. Of course, we are talking about technology. Technology is the last sequence for creating whatever system is desired, and as a dam, turn opportunity on or off for the rest of us. If this is true, then what does the middle class mind think? When they experience this system, and maybe the system affects their life, such as losing their job because of a company has a different value system per se, the message eventually becomes clear. Not only has someone changed something, but personal results have also changed. Learn to code. God, what a trope. What learn to code means is not necessarily learn the right programming language, though that is the intent on the surface. The message of the trope is that you have no choice. Wait, I thought this was America. I had choices 15 years ago, even 10. What changed? The value system changed. Not the system, not mechanisms, the value systems. You don't need Hal from 2001 to betray you. Humans will offer you that service now and for free. They will cut off your supply, then shout out how terrible things are and tell us we need to yell and scream for change. It's a system designed to get the rat to move in the direction the system wants based on the value system. America's value system was free choice and opportunity. Now it's whatever the hand on the joystick says it is. At this point is where I wish to pivot. Results. How do you achieve them? First, let me state there are only two ways to obtain results. Within a group effort, let's say to a startup business, or a solo like an inventor in his laboratory. This is important to focus on because the value system understood these two methods of achieving results, and they knew the best plan of attack was to disrupt the group effort. There is a scene in Moneyball where Billy Bean goes off on the scouts because they wish to solve their problem traditionally so they can collect a paycheck. Bean asks them all, what is the problem they are addressing? And he isn't getting the answer. He's getting the traditional answer. And what does Bean explain to the audience what the problem is in today's world? Uneven playing field. So what's new about that? What's new in the playing field is so uneven you can't even play. How does this happen? Value systems change. The importance of the value system is it's transparent. Nobody even knows it really exists, or better yet, part of the equation. So what is the value system? A value system is the approach to any given goal and how you obtain that goal. There are certain parameters, processes, and communications one must utilize to obtain the goal. But the value system now is like a robot, and that robot now has freedom of thought, and that thought isn't the same playing field as our value system once known. Can you be more precise? In Moneyball, the problem was a set of marketable variables of Oakland versus a team like the Yankees in New York. Different culture, size, tradition regarding baseball, business development which surrounds the city, attitudes within its culture, but basically it boils down to money and opportunity. What Billy was saying is Oakland sucks, and the reason it sucks isn't just the limitations of the city. It sucks because baseball is rigged against them. The value system of the television draw, which equates to money, goes to the Yankees, not the A's, for example. How can you compete without TV revenue? All sports thrives on this aspect of the business. Thrives on it. So now you know where the value system changers are going to focus on. Create a dam for Oakland, but not for New York. Uneven playing field. So what exactly did the value system do in this particular story? It scared good players away from the small market. It used agents and media to ensure that athletes are manipulated to avoid Oakland and seek out New York. It's an uneven playing field. That's what uneven eventually means when value systems change. Why can't you just say it's rigged? Rigged is a trope. Rig is an end result of feeling a context and you don't understand what rigged really means. It's cheating, of course, but without a definition. Everyone cheats, right? For the sake of the discussion, not really. Most people follow the rules, and the reason why is risk. Nobody wants to risk a tax audit because they don't have accountants and lawyers. It sort of sounds like a system which places a value on something. It's a value system where lawyers control my outcome. Back to the individual's dilemma. We all want to be free and have prosperity. Something has changed, and what's changed is the Yankees own all the airtime. They undermined us in our ability to attain the same opportunities we once had, not simply because of the evolution of economics, but a value system change which hides new opportunities, because they want all the airtime. Those individuals who are so-called preventing your opportunities have agents, lawyers, and media doing the same thing to you, just not directly. Results or a lack of results aren't your fault. You made mistakes, yes, but that is not the root cause. The root cause is a change in value systems which affects outcomes. They want all the TV revenue for themselves, and controlling your destiny allows them to do it. See, it's not you all that much. Adapt or die, says Billy Bean. He's right. But understanding the root cause is the first step before adapting to anything. Finding your answer is not easy, but adapting is necessary. But at least you know it's not you. The value system. Okay, I get it, but I'm still not satisfied with your argument. I need more clarity. Becoming a joiner is the objective. Until you understand clearly why individuality is more important than value systems, you will be sucked into the vortex of being a joiner and without choice. This is why your results are slipping away. The controlled mechanisms today are only activated when the individual is part of a group, not an isolated inventor, because to get anything done, you must be connected. One must argue this has always been the case. This is true, but those who are on the inside of these value systems want to have absolute power. How do they obtain absolute power? Supply and demand. How do they control this? They control the supply chain as well as your connections to obtain your objective. This could be technological control, human resource control, controlling YouTube so you don't get as many views is a good example. This, of course, is a discussion in the concept of to better understand why results are much more difficult today than they were 20 or so years ago. And once again, the objective of this segment is to remind you it's not your fault. It's the value system controlling your destiny. Most just become joiners to survive. The rest of us work towards finding a new niche not controlled by a value system.